So one thing about life is that we have to understand in being humans that we are also in a spiritual
Hmm.
experience. And the spiritual experience is one that takes a lot of practice. It's not something that happens overnight. And we have to understand first and foremost that this thing that we call life is an absolute game,
It sure is.
right? Like we live this shit every day and we go through human emotions and we think that these human emotions are real and this shit is not real, y'all.
It's not.
It's a game and everybody takes life so seriously. You know what's crazy? I remember you was telling me about that story about when you had spoken to that medium and that medium was had brought up your mom came through. Your mom was always making these guest appearances.
Yes.
Your mom came through. She said to you something about life and not taking it too serious. Didn't she say that one time?
Yeah.
How did
Yeah.
that go?
Yeah. She. You know what? I'm be honest with you. It was a dream. It was a
Oh,
dream, and my mom came through, and she said, "You guys are taking life too seriously." She was like, and when she said it, I thought about the other side had all of these different things come through my mind, meaning paying bills, graduating from college, like all of these things that flashed in my mind. And she was like, "Y'all take it too seriously," and she said, "Enjoy life." And then I had asked her a personal question and about a sticky situation I was in, and she said, "Let it go." She said, "You got to let it go," because I was
yeah.
taking it too seriously.
You know, I had gotten a reading one time, and this medium. She was like phenomenal. And when my grandfather came through, I had also been going through something that had happened to me in at my job,
Yeah,
and I'll never forget that when I had brought it up, I just wanted validation about how I was feeling,
yeah.
and my granddad was like, "Let it go." And that's
Hmm.
probably one of the first times I ever had that had to really analyze that concept and analyzing the power of letting it go.
Yeah,
Be-
that's a hard one.
is yeah, people like I get it. Like we're
Hmm.
spiritualists, right? We're spiritualists and we're here to help heal people and help them get through their nonsense. But no doubt the realistic part of it is that it is so hard
It is.
with learning how to let go of stuff, especially when it's just festering and building up and ruminating in your mind all the time and
Yeah.
you don't have an outlet because of what I experienced. You sometimes you just want validation about the way that you feel. You need somebody to validate you
Hmm.
and validate your feelings, and that makes it 10 times harder for you to let go of a scenario. So I totally get it. I'm not disputing that, but
Yeah.
you have to. I don't care how bad the shit is. You got to get to a point where you're learning how to let go of it, because if you
Yeah.
don't, then you stay in these karmic cycles and and contracts and
Yeah.
contracts that you can easily let yourself out of if you
Hmm.
don't learn how to let shit go. Like,
And one of the things, going back to the original question or the topic, life perspectives. So
mm,
you may see one thing one
that part.
way, and then I may see something totally different, and we could be looking at the same scenario. And I'm finding out with a lot of people. I'm making my business to bring sunshine and sunflowers to work every day that I do go to work. And it's hard because when you're dealing with negative people who are in the same position that you are, and they see the scenario totally different from you. And that's with anything in life. Like that could be with paying bills. Like somebody could be happy go lucky paying their bills and saying, God, I'm grateful that I had enough money down to the penny to pay these bills, versus someone else saying, oh my God, I only had enough to the penny to pay my bills. Now I have nothing left. So it's all about perspectives of how you look at things, and that also helps you, helps you or hurts you, depending on how you look at it, with the way you treat life and the way how it affects you mentally, physically. So,
How do you do
that's a
like
really.
But how do you do that though? How do you as a spiritualist at this point in your spirituality, like what advice would you give somebody that had to learn how to let go of shit?
What's funny? I I sometimes I have to psych myself out. And I did this in the beginning. I say to myself, would you rather be down to the penny or be a homeless woman in the streets? So
Hmm.
you do vice versa. Would you rather walk a mile or not have any legs to walk? Like you always give yourself I always look at it like I could have been in a different angle, different position. And so I think if you start doing that, if you start looking at it from a different angle, what if I was homeless trying to pay bills
Yeah,
versus having a full-fledged job and paying bills? So it's
definitely.
all about the way you look at it and the scenario. And
Like,
and, and also too, it's funny how like when I've seen storylines where people lose their jobs and then say, "Oh my God, I wish I had my job to pay my bills." But
mm,
then when they had the job, they hated the job. Oh God, Jesus, take the job away from me. Then when you lose the job, you're like, wait a minute, I didn't mean like that.
a grateful some of a. See,
Wait. No. I do like the job. I do. I really do. God, please forget
give
me.
me that job back. I did these bills. I
Give it
forgot
back to
about
me.
that. I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Yo, that's some funny shit. Yo, I swear to God, but yeah, no
Like yeah,
doubt.
when
But
you
like,
hate your car, you be like, "Oh God, that kid, this car get on my damn nerves." Soon it breaks down. Wait, Jesus, I need the car back. I got to get to work. I don't like driving, taking Uber. What is it? Do you like the car or not? Which one is it?
be having them all confused on the other side. That's why our spiritual teams be mad at us because your ass don't know
What you
the
want?
F you want. Like,
I give you what you want. You like, I don't like it like that.
swear to God. I swear. But
Ooh.
no, like, me being in my level of spirituality, and I just had to go through it this week where I have to always remember my purpose. And
Hmm.
when you remember your purpose, then you kind of you everything else doesn't even matter. So
Yes.
that's what reminds you that you're will always sit in the back of your brain that you are definitely in this simulation, and within the simulation you came here with a purpose to complete one mission, and everything else around you has
Yes.
no relevance.
Hmm.
But sometimes you go in and out of it, you go in and out of
Yeah.
it, and like that's why I said like this week it happened to me. You go in and out of that crap, and you get your vibration gets lowered, your level of consciousness
Yeah.
gets lowered, and you don't know how to see your way out of it sometimes. But that's
Hmm.
one of the beautiful messages that I received this week that I share with you, world, is that there is so much power in prayer and meditation.
Hmm.
And that's just your symbol that
Yeah.
it's time for you to start grounding and meditating a little bit more and start becoming a little bit more connected, because you're losing touch, because these worldly things are attacking your energy.
So
So,
I'm glad you said worldly because I thought about the social media thing because a
yeah.
lot of times I used to do this thing with my husband and I stopped because he'd be checking me. I'm like, oh my God, look at so they're on vacation right now. Oh my God, they're
That
having a
episode of
wonderful
Martin.
time. They're having oh my God.
What was that episode of Martin with Gina?
Yes.
Wait,
Then she
Gina
went
was
to
with,
Chilligan's
yeah,
Island.
they went to Chilligan's Island. She's like, oh, look at the horsey.
You know what I'm saying? So my husband was like, listen, everybody got their problems. Just because you see them on social media enjoying life, don't get it twisted. They got their issues too. I'm like,
Exactly.
okay. And then like 2 months later, they're back on vacation. How are they doing that?
But it's crazy because half of the shit is fake anyway.
Yeah.
What you're
Yes.
seeing on social media is fake, and that's why I'm saying we're all living in this fake reality. You don't even
Yes.
realize that is not even real, and we're all feeding into everybody's non-realistic
Yes.
world. Just
I
don't.
have a I have a confession to make. I used to be, because I dealt with depression for over 20 years. So I was in that rut. I was in that hole. And, that's another episode where it took a while for me to get to where I'm at right now. But now, every morning I sit on my black couch with a cup of coffee, and that is gratitude. Listen, I'm so grateful. It's equivalent to me sitting in Disney World and being happy. But
No
it took
doubt.
a long time. It took, 20 years ago, I'd have been like, I'm sitting on the couch with a cup of coffee. Whoa, it's me.
Fucking couch. A
But
dusty ass couch.
yeah, like I would have been dogging out the couch. Oh, we can't afford to get a new one. But
Listen,
now I have so much gratitude with sitting on my couch with the
yeah,
cup of
man.
coffee.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, man. It's not easy to pull yourself out of the matrix.
oh
It's
yeah,
not. It's not. That shit is hard.
it
It's a
is.
challenge every day, even as a spiritualist. It's
Yeah,
hard.
yeah.
So, but that's you just stress on a very key point here is that we have to show gratitude in the situations around us. When you have gratitude, that I talk about my gratitude. I talk about your forgiveness and then your gratitude. I mean, y'all think I'm lying when I say this stuff. When I tell you about these three keys to life, this is the
Mm-hmm.
realest thing that anyone ever wrote.
Oh
Is that
yeah.
you have to have forgiveness and then
Oh
show
yeah.
gratitude, and in that it teaches you how to love. And love doesn't have to just be a romantic love.
No.
There's many ways to show love, not only to yourself, but also to others, to the world, to animals, the
Mm-hmm.
universe, whatever it may be. But you have to have that level of gratitude, man, in order to change your perspective.
Oh yeah,
It's
definitely,
everything. It's
definitely.
everything, man.
Mm-hmm. And you'll find once you start appreciating that, all of the things that you just said, doors will open
Oh yeah.
because your spiritual team is like, oh my God, he or she is getting it. And now we can give her more because now when we give her more, she'll appreciate it. So now that she enjoys a cup of coffee on the black couch, you know what? Then we can get her a new car. We can, so the doors will start opening. But if you're sitting there moping and saying, oh, well, it's me, then they're like, well, damn, why would I give you more? Because you won't appreciate that either.
So
So,
true. So
mm-hmm.
true. It does. It creates the opportunity to receive abundance and more abundance in so many different ways that you didn't even realize existed.
Oh, yeah.
And this is where we mess up as humans, is that we don't have this level of appreciation for even the small things. But
Mm-hmm.
when you start having gratitude, that that it opens up like this gold mine. Like you have this
Oh,
gold
yeah.
mine of abundance that is around. Even the freaking you talk like the dog that you hate. You hate your neighbor's dog, but you're just so you know what? That's a cute little dog. God bless that little dog
Yeah.
sitting on my lawn because you know what? At least that dog has four legs and has some place to shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm just being outlandish, but you know, uh, in any event. So we got a couple of questions. I think it's really cool. We got as twin flames, we got a few questions that we wanted to present to the audience so that way people can start learning how to step out of this matrix of
Mm-hmm.
life. And I think they're really cool questions that at least can start opening up people's idea to spirituality, because spirituality doesn't have to be boring. I
It
curse
doesn't.
all the time, and I'm so unforgiving about it.
Yeah, yeah. My husband
And
tells me I curse like a sailor.
yeah, like I don't care. Like it's religion that tells y'all can't curse.
Exactly.
When you curse,
Words are
it's
just
like
words.
it's just self-expression.
Yeah. Mm.
However, the irony is like when you curse, I don't even want I don't want to get into this too much. But when you curse, because words have power. So also like cursing can create just that, a curse.
Yeah,
It can
yeah. So
create a
you just
curse.
like you're not supposed to say I wish you would fucking die in hell. Like don't do that to somebody.
Fuck you.
Ah.
But yeah, so back to these questions. So we have a really cool question. So I'm gonna play for the audience our first question from this lovely lady.
Hi, so my name is Barbara, and my spiritual question is I've become more intrigued with doing or speaking to mediums or psychics, and I've been a devoted Catholic my whole entire life, and I don't want God to be upset with me, so I want to know if it's okay by going and doing that and finding stuff out that way about my journeys I'm going to take, who's guiding me, who's with me. Speaking to loved ones that I've passed on, I don't know if that's okay. And I want to know if that's okay.
So, Barbara, God bless you, Barbara,
Mm-hmm.
because this is a prime example of how religion can sometimes misguide us. I'm not gonna hate on religion today. I'm gonna save that for a whole nother subject. But thank you for your question, Barbara. But for me, I feel that as um as you start to grow into your spirituality, you understand that you are a spirit living a human experience,
Mm-hmm.
and we're all spirits. Like at the end of the day, we're all spirits. Even those on the other side, they we know that they're spirits, but guess what? You are too. You're just of the flesh. You're in the you're in a physical space. So it's no different. Like we could still
Mm-hmm.
communicate with them. You just have to be open to that level of communication because obviously they're not of the physical anymore. So you have to figure out your way of tapping into it. But there's nothing wrong with it because you're speaking to somebody who is the same as you. It's the same as you. You're just a form of energy. We're all energy.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's unfortunate that religion has made some of these things feel taboo. And it doesn't have to be taboo because at the end of the day, that are on the other side are meant to give us messages and or guide us in a way that can help us in life. So it doesn't have to be a bad thing. What do you think, Keish? Like,
It's funny because I used to be Barbara years ago. I grew up in the church. I was on an usher board. I was in a choir. So when spirituality was presented to me, I was actually against it because it went against what I was taught. But then when I started realizing that spirituality is actually a gift from God, so she mentioned going to mediums and psychics, that's a gift from God, believe it or
mhm,
not. Because you got to understand that when you go to a psychic slash medium, when they are giving you some words of advice or giving you a message, it's actually from your spiritual team. It's from your ancestors. It's from your angels. And the reason why I know that is because when I started having a gift to give people messages, I realized that that was from the other side. That was from the angels, and I'm not of the devil. God gave us this gift, and I solely believe in God, and God is my light and my everything. So why would God give me a gift and I don't worship the devil at all?
exactly. Like, how
So
do you explain that? How do you
yeah.
explain that?
And I give people great messages. Another sidebar that a lot of people, this is a little tidbit and I'll be done. What a lot of people don't understand is that God is shifting a lot of things, and He is actually sending less psychic mediums to this planet. What He's actually doing is giving people like you and I the ability to receive messages from the other side directly, so that we don't have to go to psychic mediums. So there's a shift going on, and if you're wise enough, you'll see it. And if you're wise enough, you'll realize that you've been getting messages for years. You just don't realize that that's from your team. That doesn't make you of the devil. So,
Exactly.
yep. So that was a great question.
Yeah, it was. It was. It was. So thank you, Miss Barbara. We appreciate that.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All a learning experience. So we have another question for you. Lined up, world. We got another question. Let's play this
Okay.
one for you.
Yeah, so my question was, what do you think about watching movies? Because I was always told that that was like a portal or like opening a gate to spirits. So yeah, that was my question.
Hmm.
I like that question.
And it's almost Halloween too. So a lot
Yeah.
of
So
people,
that's perfect. That's on time.
it sure is. It's right on time, girl. Thank you for that question.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Keish, what do you think about scary movies?
I'm glad you mentioned Halloween. I don't want to go away from the whole movie thing, but when it comes down to scary movies, Halloween, there are people who are heavily into God and they're like, oh my God, you're entertaining the devil, and you're not. God wants us to have a good time on this earth. He wants you to be entertained. He didn't send you down here to live a boring life. So watch whatever movie you want. The key to watching scary movies or any movie that you watch, you cannot embody that movie. If you are thinking that this movie is real, then guess what? Weird things are going to start happening, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, that's the movie. Oh my God, no. So don't do that to yourself. Go to the movies, eat yourself some popcorn, and enjoy it. And matter of fact, go get yourself a costume, be a witch, be a vampire. As long as you are not believing that you're a witch and vampire, enjoy Halloween.
Yeah, listen, I don't hate on witches though. I don't hate on witches. I don't. That's master manipulation when you know how to
Yeah.
manipulate
Like black
energy.
cats. I got two black cats.
Uh,
Okay? That's not of the devil. Stop it.
Yeah, man, it's not. It's not. You put whatever energy you put into something, then that's what it will be. And as long as you don't think it's negative, then it won't be negative. What's the
Yeah.
name of that movie? The Exorcist. Oh shit.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when The Exorcist came out. I
The
was
Ouija board.
in the we. Oh girl.
I'll be honest with you though. That's one thing I won't dabble in is no damn Ouija board. As strong I am in my spirituality, I am not tapping into no Ouija board. But that's another conversation.
Girl. So I remember like I was in, I think it was like sixth grade, and I'm messing around with these fucking kids in school. One of them
Y'all
had a
touched the Ouija board?
Of course we did. Of
I
course we damn
never.
kid
Oh,
messing around with the Ouija board. And we just finished watching The Exorcism one day. I came home shaking in my boots after watching The Exorcist. I'm like, what is this? Get out my mind. But when we listen, we used to have these little sleepovers, and then they started messing around with the Ouija board, and the kids they asked one question. I think somebody had played a prank. They played the prank, and then they asked the Ouija board who did the prank, and it started spelling out like the first three letters of my name. I'm like, no, no, party over.
this Ouija board was snitching on you.
But it wasn't me though.
Oh no, see?
My ass was asleep. I didn't know what was happening. I swear to
Snitching
God.
on you.
Like,
That's
God,
let
don't be
you
putting
know.
me in nothing. I ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Keep my name. Listen, ghost, keep my name out your
Out your
mouth.
mouth. Keep my name out your. What's the name? Will Smith say to Chris Rock?
Keep my wife's name out your
Out your
mouth.
mouth.
That's how I
Oh
felt.
my
then.
gosh.
Yeah, man. But yeah, no doubt. When it comes to these scary movies, like so I think personally, I feel like scary movies and movies in general is all meant to kind of keep us in the matrix. So there's
Yeah.
certain movies that do come out that instill a level of fear in us. And when we have this level of fear, it keeps us kind of like trapped
Oh yeah.
energetically in the matrix and or whatever message that may be also attached to the movie. So like slave.
Candyman was my movie.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, can't that was your scary movie, Candyman?
Child, because I had a mirror. My whole closet was a mirror. So, and I was 16 when that movie came out. So I
You
was
know what,
laying in
bitch?
bed.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
And I went to see this movie with my girlfriends, and I'm laying in the bed. I opened up that closet because I was so scared. I'm like, but then I was like, all right, if I open the closet, he's gonna come out the closet. But if I close the closet, he's gonna get me through the mirror. I couldn't figure out how he was gonna get me.
See, I'm a vigilante. I looked at that mirror dead in the face
Did
one day.
you say Candyman 3 times?
Yeah, I said that shit. I'm still here.
You
That's
sure
what.
are.
Listen,
So you answering Barbara's question.
exactly. 100%. I answer her question.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever fear you put into it, and whatever energy you
Yeah.
put into it,
You manifested.
that's what
That's
you
what
get out
it
of
is.
it, boo. Just
Oh
like
my
that.
gosh.
Just like that, Miss Barbara. Hope we
Mhm.
answered your question. So I got one
Yes.
last question for you guys.
Okay.
Um, let me see. Let me bring this up for you.
Hello, my name is Tiffany, and I had a quick question in reference to spirit guides and a little bit of manifestation. I do paint and sips, Picasso play dates, and just wanted to know when it came to like manifestation and spirit guides, how does that relate? Like, what should I look out for with how they work with me and guide me through my life?
Well, thank you, Miss Tiffany, for your question. I just want to kind of reiterate for the audience what I think Miss Tiffany is asking is because she has a business shout out to Picasso Paints
Mm,
in New Jersey, Picasso Paints, which is a sip and paint business. And Miss Tiffany wanted to know how can she better connect with her spirit guides in order to manifest more out of her business. So I think that's a fascinating question,
mm-hmm, it
honestly.
is.
And when it comes to our spiritual team, um, our spiritual teams are always there for us. And again, it's just about kind of opening up those channels and that level of
Mm-hmm.
communication. I know, Keith, you had a business before. Like, how was it with you, and what do you feel about like manifestation?
So, going back to the whole religion thing, I remember with religion, I didn't believe in manifestation. I felt like just go straight to God. You don't have to rely on anybody else. But now I'm a true believer in manifestation. But I believe that, like you said, it's a language between you and your team. So, with that being said, you must first develop a relationship through prayer and meditation, because you have to understand the language that your team is giving you. And when they give you messages, so this young lady has her own business, and I'm pretty sure that through prayer she's asking them questions and asking them for help. I don't know if she's meditating. If she's meditating, then she is going to open doors for them to give her the messages for her to receive it. So she's on the right track, because she knows that she needs to tap into her team, and that she can manifest with her team. Is just for her to develop trust in them, because that's the major
Yeah,
thing, is having trust in your team and knowing that they're there for you, and knowing that the messages that you receive from them is going to help you to elevate to another level.
definitely.
So I think that that walk with your team is great. She's on the right path. Just for her to like tweak it a little bit, and just and keep praying. Praying is talking to God, and meditating is listening to God in your team.
Yeah, and then like trusting what you receive.
Yeah,
So when you
that's the hard part.
that is totally the hard part
You
when
and
you
I think we just started mastering that.
yeah.
Just so that we've been in this game for a
Oh,
long
wow.
time. And the trust part is so hard.
Mhm. It is, and knowing the symbols, you have to create a type of communication. It's like a language line, right?
Yes.
You have to have a language line with them. You have to know what they're saying, and you have to create the symbols. So knowing that when those messages come through, that there's no doubt. Okay, so you're showing me this symbol. Okay, then that's what it is, right?
Yes.
And then utilizing
Yes.
your intuition as much as possible, the
Mm-hmm.
feelings. If your gut is a rumbling, then maybe that's not the right path that you should be going down.
Mm-hmm.
No, but yeah.
I have a quick story, and this happened to me earlier this year. My spiritual team, of course, God is involved in my spiritual team, told me it's time for me to quit my job. So I went to my husband and said, God is telling me to quit my job. He said, wait a minute, God is telling you to quit your job? The job that you have for the last 7 years, you're just going to up and quit? I said, well, listen, I'm not going to quit the job until I find another job. But he was a little upset with me, because he felt like I was like mentally going through something. But I said to him, I know this is God speaking to me. And make a long story short, I'm not going to drag the story out, but make a long story short, I found another job before I quit the job I was at, and now I'm making an extra $14 an hour. But
That's major.
that's major. But they told me it's time to quit the job.
Let's
And then
see.
the other day, it was funny. The other day I said to my husband, remember that time when you was getting on me about quitting my job, and you was saying to me that you were just up in it, he was thought I was going through something mental. I said, you remember that? I
Yep.
said, see. And then I said, what do you say about that now? He was like, all
Yeah.
right,
Throw that
you
shit in his face.
yeah, I threw it in his face.
Crazy. But yeah, so like honestly, when you do create these channels and you have a better open line of communication automatically, their mission is to put you in line in alignment with your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why you have a team. They're meant to put you in alignment with your purpose, whether or not you want to believe that or not. You just have to figure out what that purpose is, and that purpose can be anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And from, I don't know, being a protector of animals to being a gardener and or being a channel for when people enter into this realm, which can be like a nurse, like a
Mm-hmm.
maternity nurse, a L&D nurse, labor and delivery nurse, things
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
And then when you are in alignment with your purpose, automatically you start to manifest in different ways. And we
Oh
talked
yeah.
about that earlier about abundance.
Oh
And
yeah.
abundance can is subjective. Honestly, abundance is subjective. So it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
monetary. It can be anything. But that's how you start to manifest. That's when you start to manifest, man. So there's a lot
Yeah.
of power.
I think one of the hardest things for people also when it comes down to the manifestation part is sometimes, and this is where it gets a little tricky, sometimes what you're trying to manifest is not meant for you. And so then you trusting your team to direct you in a better direction is a little hard. So I've seen people who go down another route and then they end up in the right lane maybe months or years later because they were in another field playing and say, okay, I want to manifest this. And the team was like, no, you're supposed to be over here. So I've seen that many times over and over again. And unfortunately, it could be nerve wracking. So by the time the person ends up in the right lane, they are exhausted. They're like, oh my God, like,
I
is this
know.
going to really work now? Like, am I going to really get through this now? Like, so they lose hope and faith. But your team has been trying to get you from that side to this side because that was not meant for you over there.
But you know what's crazy is
What's that?
that even if you may have fallen out of line with your timeline, your whatever is written in your story, whatever's meant for you is meant for you. It doesn't matter if you did it 5 years ago or if it takes 10 years for you to get there. Your spiritual team doesn't care. They don't
Yeah, you're
acknowledge
right.
time. They
You're
don't
right.
acknowledge time the way we acknowledge time. They just
Yeah,
want you to get to the finish line.
exactly, exactly. Sometimes, but like I said, sometimes by the time we get over there, we're exhausted. Like,
Exactly.
damn.
Just like us. We hard headed as fuck.
Oh
Excuse
yeah,
my French.
it took a long time to get us over here. We were selling hair and all kind of stuff.
All the dumb shit. Then
They
and,
were
and
like, what is you doing? What
exactly. Like
are you doing?
we're gonna let them act up. Let them act up. Till they start
All right,
getting
let
it.
them stay over there for a year.
It's their
But you
time.
know what? I will say this. While we were over there, we learned a lot of valuable lessons.
No
And
doubt.
it grew our character stronger. So, but we could have been over here a little earlier, but they knew what they were doing.
But see,
I just want to let people know that can happen.
that's the gratitude. So God
The
bless you.
gratitude,
That's the
yes,
gratitude
yes.
and acknowledging how it doesn't matter how bad the path is and how bad you make it for yourself. You know that at the end of the day, that God had something in alignment
Oh
for
yeah,
you, and with open arms, he's giving it to you, ready for you, in hopes that ready for you to receive it.
oh yeah,
And
oh yeah.
so you have to be grateful for the path. So it's
Mm-hmm.
really,
Yep.
really, really, really cool. Really, really cool. I'm so grateful for the
Mm-hmm.
questions, everybody, because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
this journey isn't just for us, it's for everybody.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
even though we are twin flames, again, we think everybody is our twin flame. If you're watching this show, you are also our
Yes.
twin flame. So you can
Mm-hmm.
never say that I didn't have a twin flame in my lifetime.
You have
You
us.
got two. Because we need to get you guys to our level of consciousness.
Yeah.
That is our
Mission.
mission
That's our life's
in life.
mission. That's why we were sent here.
Absolutely. We have to get you guys to our level of consciousness, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe not
Yep.
fully, but pretty close.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh
guys
yeah.
stay tuned for all this great information and understanding how life is a freaking facade.
Mm-hmm.
It's all a game.
Oh yeah.
It's all a game. And don't partake if unnecessarily. You don't have to partake. And if we can get you out of that mindset of feeding into the bullshit,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
then that means our job is done, baby.
Exactly. And if you have
Yeah.
any questions for us, please feel free.
Yeah, we're so open to questions.
Yeah,
Email us,
please.
send us an email, Twin Flame
Yeah.
Spiritual Chefs, info at twinflamespiritualchefs.com, or
Send us your video.
info at Uplift Healing Centers. Look at the
Mhm.
cat trying to make a guest
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, you guys.
appearance. Hi, beauty.
That's my
See,
baby.
we gotta love the animals. We spread love
Yep.
to everyone. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Remember, God is love. Love is the highest frequency. And go and find the God within. God bless.
God bless.